It's the last week of Elemental Foundations, and today I'm sharing my personal witchcraft practice with the element of water. So let's dive right in. If you're new here, hello, welcome. I'm Star, the Wild Witch. I am visually impaired, but as I always say, magic has no limits. And welcome to the final week of Elemental Foundations. I cannot believe this is the last week already. Time has flown by. So if you're not familiar with Elemental Foundations, I'll fill you in really quickly before we get into things. This is a community tag in collaboration with Rachele from Amethyst Ascension. She is the lovely woman who has been coordinating these amazing monthly collaborations through this year and prior with very talented, amazing content creators. And basically each month has a new lead, and this month I'm leading and thought it would be good to go back to basics with Elemental Foundations. And you can join in at any time. You will find the prompts below in my description. You can also find them over in the Divination and Spirituality page, where you will find the official PDF downloads if you want to grab those. And it's a good time over there. And the links to Rachele's channel and the Divination and Spirituality group will be listed down below for you in the description. So do head over, check those out if you haven't already. So the last element of this series for me is water. Out of all of the elements, I feel the least connected to water. For a lot of people it's air, but for me it's water. And I don't know why that is. That's something I'd like to explore. And we're going to explore my witchcraft practice, elemental witchcraft, elemental magic, the things I do with water energy, water magic, those sort of things. So let's get into the first prompt.
How do you interpret the qualities of water elemental energy?
To me personally, I view water as fluid. To me, it's an element that can shapeshift in a way. It can take many forms, but it could also form to any shape in any vessel. Like if you pour water into a cup or whatever reciprocal, it's going to take the shape of that. So it's very adaptable, in my opinion. And the different forms of water, to me, have different energetic resonance. So rain, those little droplets, can be very cleansing. And to me, the intensity of the rain impacts how much energy it has. I hope that makes some sort of sense. So like a nice, light, gentle rain, to me, might be like a gentle, soft energy, gentle cleansing. But if it's a rainstorm, then that's a very aggressive kind of cleanse. I hope that makes some sort of sense. That's how it is in my brain. And I would say it's pretty similar for snow. That gentle, soft snowfall, like the slow snow falls, to me have a very subtle cleansing energy to them. They're soft and they bring about like this quiet stillness kind of energy. And then if we're dealing with a snowstorm, a snow squall, that is very powerful. Like in terms of snow, if you collect snow from a whiteout, then that is barrier magic. It has properties of being hidden, unseen, something veiled. Hail. I would use that defensively because it beats down on things. It's like protection magic with a little bit of a bite to it. There's something else I wanted to say about snow is it's very transformative. Not only does it transform the landscape, but you can shape snow into different forms, different shapes. And that's what I think of with transformation as well, with snow. And with mist, or fog, mist, I think of liminality, cloaking, shielding. It has that kind of energy to it. And ice. Ice energy has stillness to it. It holds things in stasis. To me, ice is kind of stagnant in a way. It puts barriers. That's the best way I could put it. But it's not as stagnant as, say, swamp water. To me, that's real stagnancy. It's icky. I don't like swamp stuff. It's not my thing.
How do you embrace the element of water in your everyday activities?
I do work with water energy in an everyday, magically mundane way, mainly through mindfully consuming or drinking water. Now, I am not a plain water girly. I can't do it. I don't like the taste. It's black. I have to have some sort of flavor in there to enhance my water experience. I have this amazing glass water bottle that I got, and at the bottom it has this compartment where I do place my sigil in there and crystal chips. I have different crystal chips to charge my water with different energies depending on what I'm wanting to bring into me, literally. And that's the magic of water. Like, you're internalizing that magic. You're literally bringing it into your life by consuming it. And I love that. To me personally, water has memory. So when that water is charged or stirred with intention, you put your intention into it, it then carries forth that intention within you. Prior to ritual or spell work, I like to make herbal infusions, and I will incorporate and make a recipe or just grab a pre-made one. Honestly, that's usually what I do, with ingredients that correspond to the workings, to the magic spell work that I want to do. And a lot of the times my go-to is anything with ginger, because ginger is a catalyst for your spells. To me, it really heats things up and it makes things happen quicker.
In what ways does the element of water influence your intuition, emotional depth, and adaptability?
The element of water has really helped me in times of change, challenge, and struggle. I kind of view change as a really strong water current, and if I walk against that current, then I'm going to be met with resistance. So why not submit to change and make it less difficult for myself by just going with the flow? And that helps me to become more adapted to change and willing to adapt to change. And I can, just like water, how it fits to any vessel, I can then adapt to whatever change is going on in my life. I also feel like water has very much helped me with my emotions by being aware of, like, having emotional intelligence, especially in my own emotional responses. I feel like when I am impulsive, which it does happen sometimes, I'm only human, but really tapping into my intuition, I can be less impulsive.
When the waves of your inner ocean ebb and flow, what rituals help you restore your balance?
I am very much an emotional person. I feel emotions intensely and deeply, not just my emotions, but the emotions of others as well. I'm empathetic. I'm very empathetic. And to help balance that, I turn to journaling, especially in times of emotional roller coasters where my internal ocean is ebbing and flowing. So journaling definitely helps. I can literally pour out my emotions.
In what ways do you engage with water energy in your practice?
I love making my own bath soak and bath salt blends, working with those. Again, charging the water, infusing the water with that intention. Yeah, I love me a good ritual bath, and I just realized that the way I mainly work with water is through internalizing that energy. So with the infusions, you're consuming it, you're literally internalizing it from drinking it, but also with bath water, not only is it on your skin, but that magical water goes into your skin. So it's very much an internal thing, because you're literally soaking up and soaking in that magic and that energy. I do have on my healing altar a wishing well fountain, and I was inspired to get that because of my matron goddess, Bridget. She is known for her sacred wells and sacred springs. So I wanted to have that as a way of working with Bridget, not just like making wishes, sending my wishes through the portal of water, but also, those healing wishes that I send. And I feel like water is a conduit for magic, but also a portal. It transports your magic, and it's a portal for the fair folk, the fae. So if you do fairy magic, you might want to consider having a fountain for the benevolent fae to enter your space. I'm pretty sure almost every witch does this or did this at one point. I bet you have. I bet you made some moon water. In the beginning of my practice, I did that on the monthly. I don't do it as much anymore, but lately I've been getting back into it, and it's been nice to go back to my roots of those beginner witch days. I'm excited to use that moon water. I'll put it in my bath. I'll put a few drops in my healing fountain. I use distilled water when I make moon water, that way it lasts longer. Man, it's so dark in here. I'm sorry about that, but we're at the top shelf of my witch's apothecary, and this is where all of my liquidy stuff kind of lives. Just real quick, we have some vitamin E oil, which prolongs oil blends. We've got carrier oils here, coconut, almond. And then back here, there's some tinctures that I meant to strain way sooner. Like, I had them made in the summer, but it took me too long, and then I forgot about them because life happens. So unfortunately, I wouldn't use those for medicinal internal uses anymore, but I would still use them as offerings. So I do have to get those strained, and stuff happens, but down here I have some oils. This is my door opener oil, kind of like my idea at a road opener, but instead of opening the roads, it would be opening the doors to opportunities. And here's a key that I've actually used to open a door, adding more symbolism there. And then this is my Van oil. These oils here were made by my dear witchy soul sister Selena over at Essence of the Moon. I will leave her Kofi shop down below in the description. I'm not sure if she's still selling oils at the moment, but either way, check, because her oils are absolutely phenomenal. Like, this is before she started selling these, this is her transmutation oil, and I love it, and I use it sparingly. I use it 3 drops at a time, and I anoint myself, I anoint my computer, my router, a lot of things. So yes, I love it. Smells amazing, and it has such amazing energy to it, as do all of her other oils. Like this one is her Abre Camino oil. I hope I pronounced that right. So that's a road opener oil. This is her no, this is the Witch's Cemetery oil, and I could tell which ones they are by the charms that are on them, so I don't have to get up close to see. So that's her Witch's Cemetery oil. This one is the Witch's Silence oil. So I am collecting Essence of the Moon oils. They are just the most amazing thing. And these were made by Joey, the Veiled Cottage Witch. It's one of Selena's friends. Not sure if I could say that word on YouTube or not, but we'll call it Witch with a B in front of it. Back off, you know, B Witch. And then this is the Stop Gossip one, and these work like a charm. They are very effective. All of these oils are so powerful in their own way, and I love them. And I feel like I don't want this to turn into an apothecary tour, but over here I just wanted to show you really quickly. I have some Witch's Moon oils. Oh, I'll be using this one very soon. Bridget oil, Sun's Eye Bridget oil. This is more like a spring type of Bridget oil. And then I have some Kananga water. I had Florida water in here, but I'm out, and I usually keep it in a spray bottle to just spritz myself down or spritz my space down. You know what? This is technically water magic, right? Yeah. So this is Hag in the Hedge scrying ink, and you do some water divination. So there's some more water magic and water divination for you. This is one of the storage shelves that are built into my altar. Back here, way back here, is my Datura box that has a lot of my essential oils in there. And there's some essential oil overflow up front here too. Basically, bigger bottles that don't fit in the Datura box. I get a lot of my essential oils from Piping Rock, which they should be having a Black Friday sale right now. So these are a lot of my main go-tos. And this is an essential oil pine that I'll be working with a lot next month. So just a lot of overflow. Oh, what is this? This is birch tar. So I work with this when connecting with the birch tree. It's very pungent. It has a very strong odor to it. So aside from essential oils, you could say that they're air because the scent of the oil gets diffused into the air, but I feel like it's also the water content, you know, the volatile oils that are making that smell. So I do love working with perfumes. Like, I have a huge Bath & Body Works collection, don't judge me. But which totally air magic, but also water magic. I have a lot of perfume. Ew, this is old protection oil. This is like years old. That needs to go. Funny things when you go through stuff, but I do a lot of perfume scent magic. This is Song of India. It has Temple of India. It's such an amazing smell. I love it. To me, different scents have different energetic properties. So I do like to anoint myself with scent when invoking or evoking a sense of like a different emotion or energy that I want to feel for ritual or just to bring into my day on a general basis. This video is going to be way longer than I intended. I just have a lot to say, I guess, but I wanted to share a way that I work with water energy with a crystal, something that's very earth energy. Earth energy is my favorite, if you don't already know, so I find that crystals really help to embrace the water energy, that element that I have a lot of difficulty with. So we're at my witchy room computer desk, and here's where I do a lot of my lives and filming for videos. And to me, it's important to have this by my side. And look, it's like the perfect piece that it like cradles the palm of my hand very well. And I like to rest my hand here when I'm doing my lives and recording my videos, because it helps to calm and soothe my social anxiety. I find it to be a very grounding crystal in an emotional way. I also like Amazonite for that, as well as aquamarine, but my favorite go-to for that emotional grounding is Caribbean calcite. I want Larimar, but it's very expensive. So I also wanted to show you the rose water when we were doing the everyday prompt, but I completely forgot because it was in my fridge. I keep rose water in my fridge because it preserves it, but also I like that cold spritz on my face in the morning when I wake up. It's a nice way to start my day with that gentle self-love energy from the rose. And when I spritz my face, that's a moment out of my morning to take for myself for self-love, and a gentle way and reminder to love myself and see beauty where I can throughout the day.
What are some ways that you infuse the essence of water into your space?
I love to open my windows when it's raining just to hear the sound of that rainfall, and I feel like the wind carrying in that petrichor scent from the rain helps to refresh my space. I also like to clean and involve water in that process, of course. So I do make floor washes and infuse that with specific herbs depending on the intention of the floor wash and what I want to bring into my home. The majority of my home, unfortunately, hopefully that'll change soon, but it's carpeted. I hate carpet, but my foyer, bathroom, and kitchen are uncarpeted, so that's where I can use that floor wash. But I do sprinkle a little something something also into my steam mop for the linoleum surfaces. That helps aside from the infusion. What else? When I wipe down my windows, I include like a protection or warding water in with my Windex. And my mirrors as well, definitely very important. And when I wipe down surfaces, there is usually some sort of magic in my cleaning solution as well.
Is there a new water-focused practice you'd like to dive into?
I am a landlocked witch who does not live near the sea, so connecting to that oceanic energy is really hard for me, but there's a part of me that really craves that connection. I want to learn seashell divination. I'm sure there's a proper term or word for that. I don't know what it is, but conchomancy, maybe? Something like that. Correct me in the comments, but I would love to learn what the different meanings of seashells are. Like, I want to do seashell divination, but also seashell magic. That would be so fun. In our Elemental Foundation's divination spread, the prompt for water is, what emotions or intuitive insights am I being called to explore? So, the decks I chose for this are the Mermaid Tarot. To me, this is a very emotionally rich deck. It gives me clues into what's going on with me emotionally, and I do not use this very often, so I'm happy to break this back out. And we're using the water pile from the Everyday Witch Oracle as well for some extra guidance and clarification. So what emotions or intuitive insights am I being called to explore? And usually I do like to anoint my decks with some sort of divination oil, visionary oil, things like that. Moon oil or moon water you can even do. Just like anoint all around your deck, but I'm not doing that today. So, what emotions or intuitive insights am I being called to explore? One card, please. What emotions or intuitive insights am I being called to explore right now? That one was sticking right out. Okay. And our oracle card. Can I get some guidance on exploring these emotions or intuitive insights? One card, please, from this very tiny pile. Intuitively, I feel drawn to picking it, so yeah, right, the bottom card. Okay. All of the other prompts for the elements in some way for me have related to my long-term goal and my long-term dream, which is interesting because my husband and I want to have a witchy business. We want to start off online and then do hybrid eventually, like a brick and mortar and online. Long-term goals for way down the road. But ultimately, the King of Pentacles is where I want to be. You know, in that personal power of taking the lead financially in my life. And I feel like with the healing waters, there's a lot of healing that I need to do in order to get there. I need to heal my relationship with money. The elemental harmony prompt. How can you harmonize and balance all of the elements within and around you? And for that, I don't know why I felt called to pulling this out. This is the Star Tarot, and this was kindly gifted to me by my witchy soul sister, Selena, over at Essence of the Moon. And I've never used it before, so I went ahead and I anointed it with some full moon water. I'm completely out of my divination oil, but I had this on hand and just got my finger wet and ran it along the edges. So it's good to go. It's infused with that like lunar intuitive energy, and this was collected in October, so yeah. Okay, so how can I harmonize and balance all of the elements within and around me? One card, please. What's interesting about the Seven of Pentacles that I drew here, it's about patience, perseverance, and evaluating like the work that I've put in. So I think I need to reflect on how how my practice has evolved over time with the elements, and see what methods have worked for me in the past and see what I want to bring in. And I need to actually put in the work to achieving that balance. You know, like evaluate what's worked, what hasn't worked, and then put it into practice. I don't know. Interesting. Leave me some sort of water-related emoji. I would love to know who's made it this far in the video. So whether it's like a wave or a drop or a fishy something, feel free to leave it. That way I know who's made it towards the end. And if you want to take part in Elemental Foundations, please, you are more than welcome to, and make sure you use the hashtag Elemental Foundations in your video. That way it's visible to the wider community. And to those of you who have taken part, thank you so much. It was so fun to hear about your practice. And to those who want to jump in, you can do that at any point in time. This is like a timeless thing. And Rachele, thank you so much for inviting me into hosting November's theme. I am just so humbled and honored. It was a blast and a pleasure. So thank you all for being here and contributing to the conversation. And until next time, wild ones, I will see you in the next one. But until then, till the next time we meet, check out this video over here. Bye for now.